Good morning. Happy Saturday. Is it? Yeah, it's Saturday, right? Yeah, happy Saturday. So, I had some people ask me, what if I'm a little bit older and I didn't do the plans that I could have, and now I'm worried about financial freedom? Most of the plans that you talk about take a long period of time, combining it or compounding interest, those types of things. Is there a plan that is available that you know of that could be quicker? And the answer is yes. There are plans that can be quicker. They're harder, they're more risky, but they do exist. And I'll give you two of them. So one is to buy somebody else's business. And there's actually brokers out there. There's like eBay sites for buying businesses, and they're all over the country and they're all kinds of businesses. And if you get on them, you probably want something that's not too far from your area. But like one of the times I was, moving around on this site, just kind of looking at it, and there was a cleaning business. There was a guy that owned an industrial cleaning business. He cleaned offices, and he had a very nice business. The business was profitable. It paid him a salary of about $100,000 a year, and it still made money. It had one employee, and it had 5 trucks, different vehicles that he would use, depending upon, what was going on or what he needed. And he went around and he cleaned, it was work that he would do in the evenings, and he cleaned businesses. And he'd done the business for a long time when he was ready to just sell it. So you could have probably purchased that business for about $250,000 to $300,000. And, first of all, the business has been going on for a long time, so you know that it's got viability, it's lasted, it's made him money. Obviously you'd have to take a look at the books and make sure that they're legit. But, and typically what happens with a business like that is people get into it, they grow it to a period of time, it gets to a point where they're comfortable, and then they kind of don't do much with it. So they haven't tried to grow the business in forever. But they usually have a very good reputation. Now, maybe the quality of the business has dropped just a tad, just a little bit, but otherwise, they tend to be doing really well. So let's say you're in a situation like that. Okay, so you can usually buy those businesses without much money down. They'll allow you to pay them over time. A lot of times with these folks, they're just looking to get out, okay? And they'll also stay with you and be a co-pilot. That's always part of the deal. Introduce you to all their clients and show you the business. And usually they're going to do that for about a 6-month period of time. Usually that'll be free, and usually that'll be part of the purchase. And by the way, as the baby boomers retire and a lot of my generation retires, there's a lot of really great businesses out there that their kids don't want, and they don't have anything that they can do with them. And if they just walk away from them, they get zero. So Keith Cunningham talks about, you want somebody that is old, sick, and tired and hates their kids. It's a little harsh, but it's somewhat accurate. And, sitting in my hometown, I can think of several people who are probably at that point where they're ready to be done with their business and their kids aren't interested in it. And, that's a great time to come in and buy. If you learn how to optimize a business, which you can do just by reading, you can read Tony Robbins' book, you can read a bunch of other people's books, you should be able to turn that business, optimization of a business, if done right, should be able to triple the business in 3 to 5 years. So let's say you bought this business for $300,000. It should pay you a salary of $70,000, $80,000 a year. If you worked on it for 3 to 5 years, you'll have paid off your debt to the business, to the owner that you bought it from, and you'll have a business that should be worth about $1 million. And there's literally hundreds of businesses like that out there that you could go take a look at. And then, if you want to go bigger, you could do something that's $1 million and do the same thing, and in 3 to 5 years should have all your debt paid off, should still pay you a salary, and then you can turn around and sell it for $5 million. And a lot of times, they'll do this without a lot of money down because they're looking to just get out. Especially if they're on one of these websites. They want to just get rid of it, and they want to get out. And if you give them something for it, then they're happy and they're ready to move on with the next phase of their life. And in 3 to 5 years, you can have a business that you sell for $1 million. Then if you want, you can go do it again. Do it again for another 3 to 5 years, sell it for $3 million, pay your taxes, and now you're a multimillionaire. And that's a plan that in 6 to 10 years gets you a couple of $1 million after taxes in your pocket. You could also do it with regards to real estate. And with regards to real estate, you got to get investors. So you get a group of people together and you pitch them on a deal. You find a deal, and this one you got to really be willing to take a risk because you're going to have to ink that deal. You're going to have to sign the contract and then go find investors. This is a lot harder right now because there's so much easy money and real estate is so white hot. So this one will be tougher. Easy to find the investors right now, tougher to find the deal. So you go find the investors, you get a group of people to invest. Usually this means you're doing friends and family. And the deal is you pay them 10%. Pay them 10% on their money for 2 years. That's usually the standard deal when you get investors in real estate. You don't want them to have any ownership interest. You want them to just get paid 10% for 2 years. So you go find, you want a high-end property that, again, was owned by, usually locally owned, and they took really good care of it for a while, and now they've gotten a little bit tired. So the property's not in horrible shape, and it's still got good tenants, but it's a little bit, been let go just a little bit, and you want neighborhood rents to be higher than what they're getting. So let's say they're getting an average of $750 a month, and you look around and you're like, I should be able to get rents now at $1,200 or $1,300 a month. Good thing about that, rents are going up big time because of inflation. So you're looking for, let's say you can get 50 units, all right? So you're probably going to pay $80,000 a door. You're probably going to pay $70,000, $80,000 a door, maybe more these days. So you got to find your investors, you get your money down, and then over the next 3 to 5 years, you go through and revamp every apartment in that building. And let's say your average rent was $750 a month. If you can get it up to $1,300 a month, you've now almost doubled the value of that property. So now you can sell it for almost double what you paid for it. You've already paid off your investors. You pay off your debt, and you should be putting multiple millions of dollars in your pocket. Ton of work, very risky. I guess not super risky. I mean, if it goes bad, you file bankruptcy. But that's a big one in terms of biting off a big chunk. But those are both ways that you can are guaranteed plans that have been done again and again and again. Blackwater and these hedge funds, that's all that they do. Those two things that I just said, that's what they do. They buy businesses, optimize them, and then sell them. And they get into real estate ventures, and they optimize them and then sell them. That's how they become multi-billion dollar businesses, is by doing those two things. So you can do it too. It can be done. It's a lot of work. It's risky. You gotta, it's something that you gotta have a good stomach for, and you're able to do it. But if you can, those are two guaranteed plans that can make you a multimillionaire in 10 years. Something to think about. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for Father's Day. Hope everybody's having a great time. Thanks for watching. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.